Good afternoon, everybody. Speedboatmaniac coming at you guys. How y'all doing today? So, what I was going to touch base with you guys and just inform you with the little bit of information that I have. There's been some changes with regarding to this race schedule that's coming up for the Cocoa Beach race, which is SBI, which is sanctioned by SBI, Superboat International. Now listen, I don't claim to be an expert in all of this at all. It's just information that I have. You guys know that. I've shared that with you all the time. It's just stuff that I read on forums and online boating websites and the racing forums that talk about these different races and where there's going to be. And as you guys know, over the past 6, 7, 8 months, I've gone to a lot of these boat races too, and I've taken you guys along with me. So you got Superboat International. Another sanctioning body is the OPA, which is Offshore Powerboat Association. And obviously there's American Powerboat Association. And then there's another one that's like international other than SBI. I think it's called UIM or UIN. So again, I don't know for sure, but there's several sanctioning boat race bodies that ensure time, track all of these boat races while they're going. One specific class of boats that are coming into this SBI Cocoa Beach race have opted out of this race. Now listen, I don't know the details of it other than what I'm reading. So I would suggest you guys go ahead and read a little bit on some of the just type in SBI Cocoa Beach or whatever into your browser and your information where you get it from and see what you got. The only reason I'm saying this is it affects us because it's a big part of the race, what they call the 750 horsepower group, which happens to be the superboat class, where everybody's evenly prepared with the same motor, same outdrives, same length of boat within 2 or 3 feet. They can't be a certain weight, maximum weight above a weight, that kind of thing. And it's a very competitive class. So you would have like Cleveland Construction. It's leaving me right now. Cleveland Construction, all the top skaters, like the Jimmy John boat, WHM, and several other 750, like Randy Swears with fast boats. I believe it's Sailor Jerry's in his MTI. Again, these are boats with 750 horsepower or less with number 6 drives. Most of them are obviously catamaran boats. They're all catamaran boats. So they decided to start their own, I don't want to say sanctioning body. And again, it's just information that I'm reading, and I don't really actually understand all of it because I don't have inside information, and I've only been doing this now for 4 or 5 years, meaning, you know, following the races and things like that. But they're opting out, and they were going to have their own safety teams because they're concerned, okay, this 750 class, and so is a lot of people in the different racing classes, but especially this 750 racing class, that safety is a concern lately. But I haven't spoke about that the past 6 or 8 months. It's not like new news to anybody, but yeah, I've spoke about it. People are in this, you know, racing forum, this high-performance boat racing forum, are having incidences and accidents, and it's causing fatalities. Now, is the race causing it directly or the safety causing it directly? No, but indirectly, it's a very dangerous and risky sport. So the 750 group owners, they call them, they decided they were going to start their own sanctioning body within the sanctioning body and have their own safety crews because they didn't want the safety crews coming from SBI. And again, I'm not saying it's all hearsay or misinformation or anything, so if anybody would like to comment down below or just tell me that I just don't know what I'm talking about or whatever, and again, it's just basically what I'm reading. All I know is this: the 750 class is not making it to Cocoa Beach, which is the first race of the season down at Space Coast, basically, in Florida. So we'll see how that's going to go. The other thing is, but do y'all's research is what I'm saying. You guys read about it. I'm just bringing it to you because it interests me. So if it interests me and you happen to be looking at some videos that I'm putting out and I'm talking about Superboat International and what they're doing, or a kilo run, or the Cuba to Key West record breaking that Nigel Hook did, and all those different things, it interests me because it has to do with racing boats and that kind of thing. So do your own research, you check it out, and you tell me what you think. But the other thing I'd like to bring up too is last year, the Key West races, the schedule for the actual airing date of that, if you guys are interested in watching it on your big screen and not just on a little YouTube and you put it up on your screen for either streaming or watching YouTube, the dates are as follows for the Superboat International races from last year in Key West. Now they're limited on what they share because I think the smaller classes like the V Light and some of the egg beaters, don't quote me, but like last year and the year before that, they don't show them. They don't have, I guess, as much of a draw, even though they're exciting races. So it will be on NBC SN, obviously the sports network for NBC. So again, that's the Superboat International races for Key West. That was the week of November 9th through the 16th in 2017, are going to be aired. Are you ready? Get your pen and paper and take notes, all you children in classrooms. Okay. March 31st at 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon, Eastern Time. March 31st, 2:30 p.m. is race day number 1. They're going to air that. Then the second viewing of this race day number 2 is on April 1st, April Fool's Day, Sunday at 4 p.m., okay? And the last one, it's a couple weeks later, it is April 14th on a Saturday at 1:30 p.m. All these times that I gave you was Eastern Standard Time. So let's recap. March 31st at 2:30 p.m. April 1st, 4 p.m. April 14th at 1:30 p.m. The Superboat International races from Key West. You can watch them on your big screen from NBC Sports with all the commercials and all that fun stuff. So anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. The other thing, let me just touch base with you real quick about are some of the race classes that you can follow within the Superboat International, not just in Superboat International, but OPA, which is a different sanctioning body, but they kind of are sisters. So is APBA. Some of them, they use the same rules. The other thing you can do is I find very interesting. You can go onto SBI's website or OPA's website. And I don't know where the exact drop-down bars are, but it shows, rules and regulations. And again, a lot of you guys that are watching this, if you're into race boats, you already know this. So I'm not telling you any information you don't already know because you're so brilliant. Okay, me not so much. I got 2 little single-cell amoebas that bounce off of each other with the molecules upstairs here, and I need to be reminded how silly I am. But you can go to the drop-down bar and pull down. It'll say rules and regulations, and then it will say either view and or download. And I'm not saying you want to download 187 pages of the SBI rule book, but it's pretty cool. It shows everything, all the different classes, where your numbers are supposed to be, your flag on the boat, all your sponsors, your size of cubic inches, your X dimension on your thing, what size this, what size that. You can't, it's actually very interesting. Everybody thinks they go to a race and they all just are racing around a bunch of goofball people running boats. No, it really is a very interesting sport. And you can come in at entry level with basically a $25,000 crappy boat and run in the 3 Series or the 4 Series. So that's what I'm going to explain to you now, just a little bit, for another minute of your life. Hold on. Here's an old sheet that I got from down at the Solomon's Island races about, and I can't believe it's been this long ago, about 6-7 years ago. I took my 5 1/4 down there, enjoyed a beautiful weekend, and watched the races down there, and that was an SBI sanctioned race, I do believe, and I know it was sistered with OPA also. But anyway, here's some of the classes, guys, okay, and what they mean. Class 600, which means if the boat has a 6 on it with numbers that follow, that's class 6, and 500's a 5, and 4's a 4. You get the idea. Okay, they're single engine boats with only a 70 mile an hour top speed. That's class 6. Class 5 is a boat that is 32 feet, up to 32 feet, no longer than 32 feet, and capable of 75 miles an hour. A Class 4 boat is a twin-engine V-hull, okay, not a cat, a V-hull, with a top speed of 85 miles an hour, okay? And then Class 3, the 300 class, with a 3 with any number behind it, okay, is a twin-engine catamaran and a V-hull, so they run together in the same class. The speeds are capable of 95 miles an hour, okay? That's a pretty cool class, actually, if you think about it, you know. Now, I don't know if, not that I would run my boat, but I probably would, if you would run something like this, it's under 100 miles an hour. You don't need a canopy, and I'm not sure what the cubic inches are, but I think that's it. It says cats and Vs capable of 95 miles an hour. So it's almost, I don't want to say an open class, but it kind of is. Class 100, okay, is a twin-engine cat, or V, which the speeds are capable of 115 miles an hour. And here we go. Boats must have canopies. So if you're in Class 100, like, you know, 113 or 127 or 147, if there's a 1 at the beginning, you better have a closed canopy for safety, because your boat's running over 115 miles an hour. Okay, the V-Light class, V-Light. It says this is the only class that has 2 engines and that has 1 engine, and all the other classes have 2. These boats have a top speed of 92 miles an hour, and are typically only allowed to run 525 Bravo-style engines and Bravo-style outdrives, okay? That's the V-Light class. That's what LSB, Lilly, Britt Lilly, and Ron Olmat, that's what they run, okay? They run in the V-Light class. Then you got the super stock class, which don't, I think they're the egg beaters, basically. This class is the only class that uses outboard engines, 280 horsepower Mercury outboards that are clamped to catamaran hulls with approximately 32 feet in length. These boats have top speeds of 115 miles an hour. That means they can't break out of 115 miles an hour. They have to be 115 or less, okay? Here's Super V. This is the classes, if you had money and you were really going for it, you would do it. These boats, okay, it says Super V, not V-Light, Super V. These are big, bad V-bottoms. That's what it says, big, bad V-bottoms, typically from fountain power boats. Oh, imagine that. Not that they're all fountain. Come on, Outer Limits runs, occasionally maybe a Donzi, I don't know, but mainly fountains. They are between 36 and 42 feet long, and they have Mercury Racing 5 1/4 with number 6 outdrives. The top speed is 112 miles an hour. So that's pretty much booking for 5 1/4. Now they're not, they call them sealed 5 1/4. When they say sealed, they're factory, but there are things you're allowed to do to them as long as you stay within the parameters of what the computer is letting them do. And at the end of the race, they check all that stuff and they make sure that you're not cheating. Yeah, they make sure you're not cheating. Sure they do. All right. Then they got the cat lights, okay? Cat lights are catamarans between 32 and 38 feet long that use a Mercury 5 1/4. Obviously the inboards, okay? And they run speeds of up to 120 miles an hour, okay? That's called cat light. Then you got Super Cat, okay? Super Cat's what we were just talking about, basically, or Super Boat. Okay, they have different names for them in different sanctioning bodies. Super Cat, the same thing as the Super Boat. So it's the twin 750. Okay, these hulls basically are catamarans that run between 38 and 44 feet in length. Okay, and they make 750 horsepower each, and they run a 510 cubic inch maximum size V8. Okay. Some of them can run a 12-cylinder Lamborghini, like the Qatar boat apparently years ago was running that. The propeller selection is limited, okay, and these keep the speeds in the mid-150 range. So again, that's the super boat, which is the class that we're talking about that is opted out of running in the Cocoa Beach in April. I believe it's mid-April coming up. I don't know the exact date of that. Sorry, guys, I don't have the information. But it's the Cocoa Beach race. They're opting out of that. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. And then hold on to your hat, just when you thought it was safe. The last and only, the extreme class. Well, guys, what do you think the extreme? It's or the unlimited class, they call it. There's no rules. You can build as much horsepower as you possibly want, and you can hope that it stays together, it says. The gas or turbine engines, you can use turbines also. You choose your weapon. These boats are the extreme class, like Miss Geico. Now, again, this was several years ago, JBS, and they achieved speeds of in excess of 180 miles an hour. Okay, these are the most incredible racing machines in the world, and it takes a lot of guts, nerve, and a touch of insanity to drive them at these speeds, especially when the water gets bumpy. So, again, guys, I'm going to count the classes, how many classes there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 classes, give or take a class or two, depending on what race you go to, what sanctioning body you're at, and all the different sanctioning bodies, SBI, OPA, UIM, APBA. Some of them are sistered, but they are all basically the same. But they have insurance and all of that stuff, and it's big money, and the sponsors and everything that goes along with it. You got to have big money, unlike the popcorn fart little 2 dimes that I got running together sometimes, when I'm lucky. So basically, that's it, guys. I gave you the rundown of when the dates are for the Key West show coming on NBC Sports. I gave you the rundown for the racing classes of when they come, and you check it out for yourself. And again, don't take all my word for all this, because I'm just a popcorn fart of a guy coming with some information that sometimes just ain't that specific or ain't that great. But I tell you what, I enjoy it, and I appreciate all you guys. So if you happen to like this video, if you stayed this long through this blabbing, give it a big thumbs up, and comment down below, and share it with another friend. And please subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you guys next time. God bless.